one of the characters is gay and black. Is Oz based on Ozzie Jackson? Do you remember him?
Ozzie Jackson.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
You can pull that cord a little bit more, give you some more slack. There you go.
He's one of the best comics to ever come through here, man. He was
He was before my time. I never met him. I've
Yeah.
heard of him. I heard whispers back in the day.
Yeah.
But I've never met him.
But like he was just so right in your fucking face about. He was like very very Ty Rivera-esque.
Okay.
But he like. In the writing, I had him as a character, so I had him say the N-word, and all kinds of shit. I was like, I am too white for this. I should stop.
Are you gonna Tarantino it and like, let me cast on my black friend saying the N-word, and then cast myself saying the N-word?
I did. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was
Did
him.
Tarantino do that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, in Pulp Fiction, he says the N-word like 6 times in one scene.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. It's good.
And he,
I've never seen Pulp Fiction.
The Bear, how are we roommates?
it's a great one.
Oh, I've heard it's
pretty
wonderful.
Oh man, yeah, that's one. You have to have like a Pulp Fiction day, like fucking go and
Or just 2 hours
just
to
a
watch
couple
the movie.
hours, dedicate it, because you're gonna need some time.
Yeah.
Specifically
know.
2 hours.
Just 2 hours. You don't need to block out a day. Don't listen to this guy.
Yeah, it's not
don't
like
be on you don't need to be on your phone while you're watching.
You're not gonna
but
ponder it for too long afterwards. I
you
don't
can
think.
ponder it while doing other things.
Yeah, you're right. It's pretty straightforward movie. It's
Yeah, it's a
good, though.
movie.
It's a classic though.
It's
like
not some like fucking.
It's a must-see.
French experimental new wave thing.
And speaking of Tarantino being weird, like he's really into feet.
Yeah.
So he cast himself on that. There's a scene in From Dusk Till Dawn with Selma.
Oh, was he
Hayek.
on Nickelodeon?
No, that's a different feet guy.
Oh, okay.
Very different. But Selma Hayek.
I'm sure they all go to the same
pours
clubs.
Vodka or something down, tequila down her legs into Tarantino's mouth, and just some guy's mouth. But then he cast himself for it to be him. So he's like sucking.
Oh man, we forgot to cast some guy. Guess I'll do
We
it.
forgot to cast foot guy. It's me.
Oh, we forgot to cast the N-word guy. Guess I'll do it.
I mean, it is my gamer tag.
Yeah, dude.
The N-word guy.
Welcome to Partially Cooked, Scott Keith. I almost called you Scott K Comedy, but I'm trying to break myself.
No, it's been such a meme. That's my name. You can call that. You can follow me at Scott K Comedy.
Scotty K.
Not Scotty.
Not Scotty.
Oh no, I'm already giving myself roast ammunition. We're giving other people.
That's
Why
the whole
not
point of the
Scotty?
show.
I know. That's fine. If you get,
You don't like Scotty?
no, I don't.
Is it because of that song, Scotty Doesn't Know?
That I do. Fuck that song. And first of all, and fuck Euro Trip, and fuck Matt Damon. Honestly, if we're just talking about it,
Brother, if I could.
I don't know. Do you want the casting couch to completely go away? Because you might need it at some point, or I might. I don't know. Is it picking up my audio all right?
Yeah, I was just
Good.
turning
Oh, yeah.
it down a
Cool,
little
cool,
bit.
cool.
You were a
sound
little,
good.
It was a little loud.
loud. There we go.
No, I don't know. There were other kids named Scotty, and that's not my name.
Okay.
'Cause I'm a Scott.
Yeah.
You're Scott.
Also, like Scott Keith, it has symmetry. That's what we're. It's punchy, has symmetry.
2 first names.
Thought about this a lot. Yeah, it's the most interesting.
What's your
thing
middle
about
name?
me, Robert?
Robert.
Yeah.
Oh, Bobby.
Oh, Bobby.
Scott Bobby Keith.
Scott Bobby Keith. Scott Bob Keith.
Scott Bob.
Scott Bob.
Hey, Scott Bob.
God.
That sounds like a sex thing.
Yeah. Yeah, last night
let's
she
not
gave me
get-
a Scott Bob.
I had her on the Scott Bob.
Dude, I got Scott Bob last night, and I'm still sore.
But never Scotty Bob.
I got Scott Bob, and my doctor, he's never seen this rash before in his life.
He's never seen a Scott Bob that dirty.
No, he's like, this is medical school didn't cover
This is a
Scott
weeping Scott Bob. Oozing.
He had to change his gloves 4 times.
Bob. Yeah. So I'm dying. That's what this cast is about.
Nice.
Welcome to the show. So this show is an evolution of Set with the Bet. The way this works is we're going to have you on the podcast, get to know you a little bit. We'll do a live show. You'll do some stand-up at the live show, and then a roast battle where there is going to be a championship belt on the line for the best roaster in Little Rock that month. Out of 4 people that are competing, we'll rotate through everybody so everybody has a chance to compete. And we just want to get to know you. So tell me this. What is the one thing you got bullied for the most growing up?
Man, just being a nerd or a geek, and in general, I mean, I was pretty, like, prototypical geek, both, like, academically, and my interest was all, like, gaming, science fiction, doing a bunch of stuff. I was always happy when, instead of getting picked like second to last in gym, I was picked third to last. I was like, oh, I'm moving up. Like this
Nice.
is
Okay,
this
so
is
you
really
actually
good.
got picked third to last a couple
Yeah.
times.
Oh, there was at least like it was always like I wasn't always the nerdiest or the least. Normally, there's one like the really weird guy.
Yeah.
You know, who's like that. That's the
So you
really
didn't
nerd
go to
guy.
school with Lucas.
So I didn't go to school with Lucas.
Yeah.
No, I went to public school in Conway. So I don't know if it's been. There was a lot of social exclusion. I guess
Okay.
that. Like I remember
You just weren't invited to shit.
I wasn't invited to shit. I was also really antisocial, which I still kind of am.
So you kind of didn't want to go to shit.
I kind of didn't, dude. I spent a lot of my high school experience hanging out at the LAN Center in Conway.
The LAN, is that a gaming place?
Gaming
Okay.
place. I
Oh,
spent
wow.
hanging out with people like twice my age who had the same experience with women I had at like 14. They were like 30. It was like, I'm a virgin too. We could be friends. You know, that sort of
They
thing.
dated 14-year-old girls.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they were probably. There were a couple guys who I don't know. They might have.
Yeah, those video game places, they breed some.
Oh, dude,
weird-
those Magic the Gathering players.
Oh, yeah.
That's how bad they are. Dude, I'm
saw-
playing World of Warcraft. I see a Magic the Gathering player. I'm like, look at that fucking nerd.
I don't know much about Magic the Gathering, but I did see a meme after a Magic the Gathering tournament. They had white chairs in there, and all the fat slobs sitting there that got like shit stains and stuff from their gym shorts.
Oh, my God.
Like leaked through and like left shit streaks on the white. And it wasn't just one; it was like multiple chairs.
Oh man.
I was like, I couldn't. If I was in the chair renting business, that'd put me out of the chair renting business. Because if I got to power wash a hippo, like looks like a hippo shit on this thing, I'd be fucking pissed.
Yeah, I like the irony of calling them gym shorts. I'm like, those have never been in a gym.
Unless his name is Jim, those ain't gym shorts.
No, one of the stores here in town. I was just looking at board games, and I walked into the back room where it was like everybody was playing, and I was just hit by a wave of BO. And I was like, yeah, this is why I don't hang out at these places
Yeah,
anymore.
man.
You can
Cons-
smell a Magic the Gathering tournament.
It's bad. No,
Kara used to go to cons all the time because she did cosplay. And
Yeah.
so she was like, "This is where we show off," and so she'd go with like dressed as a Silent Hill nurse, and she made like the whole thing that covered her face. She had tiny little eye holes that she could see through, and she's sweating. And I'm like, "Can you smell this right now?" And she's like, "No, all I smell is my breath." I'm like, "Fuck, get me a mask like that," because it was horrid.
that I think part of the reason I have like half the sense of smell of the normal person. I don't know why. It's like if instead of being vision impaired, I'm like nose impaired. It's weird. But
Interesting.
I'm not.
That is interesting.
I don't know. I think it's like I don't breathe well through one of my nostrils.
Okay.
Like a deviated
I've never.
septum.
What is that? Like you have blind, deaf, mute. What's the nose one?
I don't know.
Is there a nose one?
There has to be.
Has to be.
Well, I'm not a dog, so it's not that big of a deal. You know, it's not that important.
Yeah, if you were my coonhound, I'd be fucking pissed.
No, you'd be pissed.
Yeah, I was like, you can't smell shit. Fuck you.
Word for can't spell or can't smell.
A word for can't smell. Yeah, look that up, Jamie. I'm doing that.
Oh,
Trying to get your kid to age into this thing so we can have a Jamie. But I
Yeah.
don't know. Sarah Huckabee Sanders needs to loosen up those child labor laws a bit more so we can get him helping out.
right.
Anosmia.
Anosmia?
Anosmia? Anosmia. That's
Anosmia.
gotta be what it is.
I have a
A-
mild case of anosmia.
Anosmia.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
partial loss or complete loss of smell.
It's
Kind of
it's
like
probably-
insomnia, but it's anosmia.
Anosmia.
I have that
Yeah.
too. It's probably why I have terrible taste. And
Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
they're
that's-
related.
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
And scent is also tied to memory too. So do you have any like problem remembering things?
No, I actually have a pretty good long-term memory. Like once I get something, it's like transitioning it from short-term to long-term. I don't do very well, but like when I do have it, I have a pretty good memory.
So you're struggling with your transition.
Yeah, I'm
Gotcha.
always struggling.
I can't wait to
Everything.
fuck your shit up about how you can't smell something. Be like, what's this? I just farted. You don't even know.
Can you smell what the rock is cooking? Scott can't.
I can't. I can't. He can be right behind me.
That's like
murdering me.
that's I would just.
Oh, that makes me
Dude,
feel
can't
bad.
even smell good. Yeah, it's rough. Actually, could smell
I've
a
cooked
little.
for Scott a lot. He's like, dude, this tastes great. And I had no idea. This motherfucker can't taste shit.
No.
He's got half a nose.
Tastes a little.
It's pretty good. I can
bit.
taste stuff. Man, I was a picky eater as a kid. I was like, it wasn't until like my 20s I even ate like spaghetti sauce. It was bad.
One
it
of
was like,
those.
Really?
I probably need to go see a psychiatrist or something. I don't
Were you
know.
a chicken fingers guy everywhere you went?
Not everywhere, but a lot of places.
A lot of places.
Everywhere that wasn't home.
I got
Everywhere
a buddy
that
that's
wasn't
like that too. We roast the shit out of him for that. Like,
No, it was bad. I got
Thank
roasted.
God you changed.
Oh no,
Like,
I had to force myself out of it.
My son's really picky, and like I'm like, dude, just try it.
Yeah.
Come on, you're gonna love it. Quit,
Yes.
get it out of your head that you don't like it. Just throw that shit away and just give it a try.
I've
how
seen
old is
him.
he?
11.
Yeah,
It
man,
gives
my son's
me
12.
flashbacks.
He hates macaroni.
No,
He's an 11-year-old kid, and I can't, like the dentist. Well, he just had his teeth pulled. The dentist like he can only have soft food, but good news is it means you're gonna get a lot of macaroni. He's like, ugh, and it's like, yeah, he won't fucking eat macaroni.
That's
so like,
ridiculous.
what do I give him?
My son doesn't like peanut butter.
What?
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's like, what the fuck?
What is
These
he,
kids,
European
we gotta
or
get them
something?
together.
Fuck,
Yeah,
what-
exactly. That's what I call him.
Un-American. Yeah, dude.
Like fucking European.
Fucking
Get out of
Benedict
my-
Arnold
Get out of
over
the
here.
living room.
Is he allergic to peanut butter?
Nope.
You don't even know.
just
He won't
doesn't
even
like
try
it.
it.
He doesn't like. He's tried it. He's
Okay.
tried it. He keeps every like once a year. I'm like, come on, man, let's try it again. He's like, God damn it.
How old is
That's how I am with my son with macaroni. I'm like, maybe you like it now. Come on.
Man. I added a little bit of Tony Chachere's to it. You know? Come on, man. Just try it.
I don't know if that would be weird.
I think it's when
Chatchery? I don't know.
Wyatt was very young. There was a night at the house where I made macaroni and he wouldn't eat, and I was like, "No, this is dinner."
Oh, that's
so
it.
like, either eat that or go to bed hungry. And I think psychologically, I fucked him up.
Yeah,
I think I created a bad memory or something.
I mean,
And
you're
it's
one
like,
step ahead
damn
of the
it.
game by already taking responsibilities for what's wrong with your son. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
As a
don't do
father,
that.
you're doing good. 'Cause whatever I do, man, like I know my son's gonna be. It's all my fault.
Do you get because so you both are parents and I am not. Do you ever have that moment where you look at your kid and something happens? You're like, well, that's about 6 weeks of therapy. Some point in the future, you ever have that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had one. We were wrestling on a trampoline, and he accidentally kicked me in the nuts.
So you kicked him in the nuts?
No, but I got mad, and I got real mad. And I turned on, and in my face, like I had like real anger and
Yeah.
rage.
Yeah.
And then like I saw like actual fear in his eyes, and I was like, oh, I just fucked. Like, cause like he wouldn't talk to me for like a little bit, and I was like, damn, like I went a little too far there. Like, okay, I got to chill the fuck
I mean,
out.
yeah, and that's just a natural response, you know.
Yeah, I got kicked in the nuts.
Yeah, you're
I was mad. I was real mad.
It's not like, you can do it again, buddy. It's fine. It's like, I'm into it. It's
Yeah.
okay. That'd be even a worse problem.
Luckily, though, that's the benefit of not living with my kids, because me and his mom were never married, and she has full custody, and so I get him on the weekends, like in the summer and stuff, and so we have times where he goes home, and I can reflect on how I did, and I can be like, okay, I got to fix that. I can't just like be flying off the handle, angry at a 6-year-old, because clearly I'm the adult here. I got to, move my nuts out of the way and not let him get kicked. If he's swinging his legs, I don't need to have my nuts there.
I should have had him tucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like you're like, I really need reflection to figure out my nut shouldn't be in the path of his foot. I really needed to.
Sometimes you need that.
The reflection was I shouldn't get that
Yeah, you
mad.
shouldn't get that mad.
Yeah,
No,
I
get
shouldn't
it.
be mad at a child. like
For
that.
accidentally.
Swinging my nuts around.
Right.
I don't know. I have props to you, dude. I'd be too afraid of messing it up. I can't do it. I can't even
Nothing
hold
you can do
people's
about it.
babies.
You're going to mess it up, so just have fun.
That's the thing. Well, no, or I can just not have a child.
Yeah, pull out like a sofa, my man.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. In fact, while you're in like a hot shower, just practice running out into the cold. just to get ready. Because man, it's one of the hardest things to do.
Okay. Yeah. Next time Bear's going to be editing comedy videos, I'm just going to be standing naked in the living room. He's like, what are you doing? I'm
Practicing.
Like, this is contraception.
I'm training.
Do you have any like guilty pleasure foods that you go to?
Oh, guilty pleasure.
What's like the one you like as you're ordering? You're like, oh, damn it.
Man, I really enjoy, especially if I'm under the influence, or had a couple beers, getting pasta and putting a bunch of shit in it. And by shit, I mean like making pasta and then putting like hot Cheetos and shit in it, or like crushing it up,
Yeah.
Okay.
and doing some like real stonery shit. Yeah, I gained about 30 pounds during COVID off of stuff like that.
That's pretty smart.
That'll
though.
do it.
That'll do it. I would just like have that, or just like put a lot of hot Cheetos on things. I'll just like put hot Cheetos on pizza.
Brilliant. Dude, I just watched the Flamin' Hot movie.
Oh yeah, that
It's
movie.
so good.
Is it?
Yes, it's so good.
I feel
it's
like
very
that movie-
goofy and corny, but man, if you're into any
Is this
kind
a
of, like-
Cheeto movie?
I'm
yeah,
not-
it's about the guy that
I'm not
came up
sure
with
if I'm
Flamin'
into
Hot.
the corporate branding of Cheetos.
Oh man.
Also, it's weird because I always thought that movie came out, I was like, I know this is supposed to be progressive, but I feel like if I pitched the idea for a movie, Mexican janitor invents hot Cheetos, people would side-eye me as like, that's a kind of racist sort of.
Well, thank goodness Ava Longoria.
Yeah, she did it. Yeah,
she did it.
she has
and
more.
it's good. It's
Believe it or not, Ava Longoria has more cachet in the Latino community than I do.
Barely.
Barely.
Barely. Wasn't she in Fast and the Furious? That was another.
Are you thinking of Michelle Rodriguez?
Yeah,
you
no.
fucking racist?
No, it's the one in
Ava Longoria.
Too
Who's
Fast,
that?
Too Furious.
She was in a Desperate Housewives. And
Gorgeous Latina woman. Stunning.
you beautiful.
Too Fast, Too. Which character does she play?
She's like the hot chick that's also like shacking up with the drug dealer that they're trying to catch.
I don't know. Believe it or not, I've never seen a Fast and the Furious movie.
You've never seen one of them?
I've never seen
There's
one.
35 of them.
I know.
Scott.
I got overwhelmed by the time they were like.
There's one on TV right now. If we just,
I'm
flip
sure.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
sure. I've seen parts of them. But it's like
The first one's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, the thing is, there's like a
Tokyo Drift's pretty good too.
Dude, it was funny.
They're all pretty good.
I mean, they're pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
There's a reason they made 75 of them.
No, I like that they're stupid. I like stupid.
They are.
Stupid's good.
Yeah, exactly. I love a fun, stupid movie. Man.
It's
When they started like driving cars out of planes and then kept driving them and shit, I was like, okay, this is a little much.
Oh, you got jump start. They go to space.
They go to space?
I think of the 10th one. I
believe they do.
See, I jumped off at like 7 or 8. It was
Fast
like
X,
6,
which
7,
is
or 8.
Like
I was like,
the 11th or 12th movie.
they're driving a car in space?
I think so. I don't.
I want to
freaking
say
know.
they are. I really believe they are. That was either Fast and Furious or Elon Musk. Either way, stupid concepts.
He's like, I gotta consolidate my businesses. Dude,
man.
he's been on Joe Rogan too many times.
So Cheetos, that's your go-to cheat meal?
I'm pretty much, dude. Every meal of mine is a cheat. I cheat on meals like I'm Tiger Woods. That's how I cheat on diet. Like it's
Nice.
a problem. I'm really glad Zach Slomers is back because I was like, dude, if JJ Molinaro moves out of here, I can't be the fat comic. I gotta move. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Don't worry, Dre ain't going anywhere.
Oh, that's true. That's
Dre's losing weight, though.
He is.
Yeah,
Dre has lost some weight. Now,
He's
will he
lost
lose it all?
a lot of
No.
weight.
But,
He's still got to be big Dre.
yeah.
But he's big anyway. Just as a personality.
guy.
And he's got a big frame.
And he's big
just
frame.
wide.
He's just a bulky guy.
Yeah.
Large presence in general. Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. I'm a big emotional eater, like big time. That's
So you're always
my
emotional?
comfort.
Is that what
and
you're
I'm
telling me?
pretty pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
It's like whenever I'm depressed, I eat. So I'm fat.
I feel that.
I do too.
feel
I
that
mean,
hard.
dude, I'm putting it on myself. I got to start running again.
no, I started counting calories again. I had to do that. That's the only way I can do
Why don't you go run with me? You want to go run with me? We live together. We can work out together.
Yeah, man, yeah. Okay.
Account-
You're saying it on the internet. That means you got to do it.
Accountability
maybe.
buddies.
The
Accountability buddies.
all right. It'll be. I don't know.
Anemones. I felt like Nemo. Anemones. Accountability buddies.
I guess it might be a saunter. More of a we can saunter
Well,
together.
how about we start with a walk, or we start with a jog, and when
Yeah.
you can't finish it, we just walk the rest of it.
Yeah.
And the next time we jog a little bit further, and the next time a little bit before you know it, running 2 miles.
I know. That's something you should do, or I should do. We should do.
We should.
Why don't you do? What exercise do you do, Seth?
Yeah, drive from Conway every morning at 6 in the morning to come work out with
Should
me and
run
Scott.
from Conway. What are you talking
Yeah.
No, I go to a gym every like 2 weeks. I've got to start getting back into it.
Yeah, I do my like once a month dumbbell session.
I was really fucking into getting in shape this time last year. I was going to the gym 5 times a week. I was pissed off I was supposed to rest 2 days. I was like, this is bullshit. I loved it, man. I was like obsessed with it. And then August, September hit. We went to Disneyland, or we went to Disney World, and man, like, I was just like, that's what I want to do with my life, is just live at Galaxy's Edge. I just want to
Yeah.
live. I'm wearing a fucking Galaxy's Edge shirt right now. Like, I just like wanted to live there. I was so depressed that I had to go back to the real world.
That's the thing with working out with me, is that when I'm working out, I'm obsessed and I'm doing it all the time and it's all I'm thinking about. But if I'm not, it's either that or nothing at all.
Right.
Like I have no in between.
I'm an all or nothing kind of guy in general too, and I think that's a comic trait largely. I think it's just like a personality thing. That
Yeah, for men.
for men and just like for comics who like I feel like
right.
comics have a lot of all or nothing
Well,
personalities.
it's an
People-
ADHD thing. We
No,
get
it is an
obsessed.
it is an ADHD thing, and I think it's like that's why comics have substance abuse issues because it's all or nothing.
Right.
Like they're like I'm either doing no coke or all the coke. You know?
Right, that's very true.
That's why I've never done coke. I'm like I would probably love it. So
You would,
Same here.
buddy.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm scared to death of cocaine.
no, I have enough of vices. I have enough vices.
Yeah. You can't handle flaming hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
What do you think you're gonna do with
No,
coke?
Yeah,
it's terrible.
that's horrible.
I've been trying. I feel like a cunt every time I say it. I've been vegetarian for the past few months, and I don't recommend it.
Is flaming hot Cheeto, does that count as vegetarian?
Yeah, there's no meat in there.
But is there
It's all
vegetables?
Plant, it's all plant product. I believe it's a corn.
It's corn.
meal
It's corn product. It doesn't have to be vegetable. It could be grain. It could
Talks
be
about this in
anything.
the movie. That's pressurized and heated, and it puffs. and then it's tumbled through
Interesting plug.
the. It's a fucking good movie, especially it's like somebody that's trying to build their own like legacy. If you have dreams and aspirations, man, it is such a good. I fucking cried. I was like, God. He did it, dude. I mean, spoiler alert, he makes the spicy Cheetos. We all know.
Yeah.
But like, man, like
it's like not true though, right?
It was I feel like
that was debunked. No, it wasn't a janitor who made
He wasn't a janitor?
No. So your dreams aren't going to happen, Seth.
Oh man, well good thing I'm not a janitor.
Fuck you, Scott. I was about to cry for Seth in this movie. I was going to
believe you.
Damn
Jamie,
it.
pull that up.
I don't know. I just like
Looking it
shitting
up.
on things. Probably because all the Cheetos I eat.
That's a roast bit right there. Is like Scott hates fun.
I do hate fun. I don't feel things a lot.
Flamin' Hot movie debunked.
It is
No.
All right, we asked you about high school. What is your biggest insecurity now?
insecurity. How much time we got? This is going to be like a 3-hour Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah, it is. Like, let's
Okay.
break it all down,
Man.
Because every comic is going to have 3 jokes for you, and I want all of them to hurt.
It's
I want them to hit you in your psyche.
That's fine. That turns me on. But it's I just have low self-esteem in general.
Okay.
Like, and fragile mental health. Like Tuesday, I could barely get out of bed. You know, for no reason. Like, nothing caused it. It was just like, all right, my brain sucks today, so I'm just gonna not be alive or be half alive. And it was there's a lot of this isn't funny necessarily, but like sometimes to the point of waking up and my first thought is like, you're a piece of shit, you're not funny, fucking die. Like, really,
It's dark.
yeah, dark shit.
It's
and
hard though.
Today I'm fine.
I feel that. I get like that too.
Yeah,
Like, it's
I
hard.
also get like that.
No,
hard to get out of
I had
that.
to watch, like, yesterday before our Midtown open mic. I was watching a video of Anthony Hopkins, the actor who played Hannibal Lecter, of being like, never get up, even if you don't believe in yourself, play the game of belief.
That's good,
Being
dude.
all like Welsh and Shakespearean.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, yeah, you 80-year-old man.
Is that a video you go to often?
No, I just found
Just
it,
found
but
it.
I saved it. And
Nice.
I watch it over and over.
Do it. There's
Because
another Steve Harvey.
I have to remind. Like, I was talking to our friend Ben Bush yesterday. Like, sometimes I don't know if I'm egomaniacal and like confident / narcissistic enough to like do stand up, which I make it. I die. You know,
That's a good observation.
I push through it. You know,
there's a level of narcissism required.
And
to
once
do
I'm
this
on
shit.
stage, it's fine. And I try
Do
to
you
talk.
think you have to be a narcissist to be a stand-up?
Not a
to be.
narcissist, not a pathological
It's a-
narcissist, but you have to be very interested
it's
in
a
yourself.
level of it. It's
And
not-
part of my thing is like, I don't like myself, so I have to almost force myself to talk about myself and write about myself, because the audience wants at least some of that.
Right.
I think in this day and age, they want to get an idea of who you are. We're far past like Seinfeld just doing observational humor or topical humor. I think largely because the internet and social media killed all that, because all the jokes about things are, you know, and I'm not the first to make this observation, but like jokes about things are immediately exhausted by social media. If something's in the news, you know, and so even by that night when you get on stage, people might have heard all these jokes
Right.
about, unless you have a really original angle. But so like, you know, that's why comedy has become even more personal.
Right.
I think.
I think audiences definitely want to know who you are. Like,
Which, and I always struggle with like, I can get a sense of who someone is even if they don't talk about themselves.
Right.
You know, like even you have a lot of absurdist bits, but like
Right.
that still gives me an insight into your brain.
Exactly.
Of like you're like a wacky.
that's what I was going to kind of go to.
that.
That. Like, I feel like you can tell people who you are by your observations and stuff. You know, like there's
Yeah,
ways
you don't
to-
have to. It doesn't have to be all about you necessarily,
Right.
But your
point of view.
point of view needs to shine through.
Yeah, and it needs
Yeah.
to be strong and have a point of view.
your uniqueness.
But yeah, no, I have insecurities about my body and my attractiveness. Like, and even like having kids, I'm just like, I would fuck it up. I would fuck up that kid. I would, like, first of all, there's enough of me in the world. We don't need more me's. We don't need more Scotts. Like, I don't know. But I'm like, I would just like make this little ball of anxiety, and then like, I don't know, and then he would have to go to therapy, and then who's paying for that shit? Me.
Having a kid made me, I think, a better man. Like,
Yes.
immediately-
I agree with that.
I'm sure it would.
I would be exactly where you
Well, first
are.
of all, I have to get a woman to fuck me, which is part of it.
It's important.
The,
Or you just got to find a kid that doesn't have a parent around.
Yeah,
and
I
just
guess-
take that kid.
yeah, it'd be weird.
Just steal that kid.
Do they let Do they let single 31-year-old men just adopt children with no?
They definitely won't let you into Chuck E. Cheese by yourself.
No, they don't. I learned that hard.
You can go to the zoo though.
That's
by
true.
yourself. I don't recommend it.
I know. I got a niece.
Immediate regret of mine.
That's all I need.
You went to the zoo by yourself?
Oh yeah.
What was that like?
It's just very awkward. Well, for the first like 30 minutes, I was amazed because all the animals were out. Man, I was like watching the tigers play. Like they were introducing tiger siblings to like their new tiger mate, their pen mate. So they were like running around stalking each other, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And I was the only one watching it.
Cool.
I was the only one there. Me and the zookeepers were watching it. And then like I turn around and there's like a grandpa with his two little kids there. And I'm like, you guys, you're going to want to see this. And then I realized that they probably thought I had my dick out. It's like, no, you guys.
These tigers are fucking great.
Well, the trench coat was probably a big great. Well, you probably a big shit.
I'm sure I had a boner. Like, so yeah, it was like,
I'm just excited about science, guys.
I realized pretty quickly you need to have either a child or like, I almost said a camera, but that's not good either.
No, it's definitely not good.
Yeah.
Or
a woman.
A woman.
If
If
you're on a date, if you're just
exactly.
another person, you go to the zoo by yourself.
I almost said like a clipboard.
You either want to fuck the kids or the
animals.
animals, and neither of those are good.
Yeah.
You're like, guys, I'm just here for the spider monkeys.
Right. I just want to make it clear. I'd rather
Guys, today I saw 3 gingers and a blonde.
I'd rather fuck the animals than the kids. So let me just make that clear.
Oh, what a horrible question.
Gun to my head.
All right, Scott, would you rather? Animals or kids?
What's the animal?
Question.
I heard dolphins are pretty low.
What race
They're
is the
into
kid?
it. Yeah, dude, only a white rhino, not a black rhino.
Damn.
Canceled episode 2.
No,
Nice.
not an African elephant. Indian, maybe.
Hell yeah.
So no, I don't know. Insecurities. We can keep going on about that.
Those
Yeah.
are pretty standard though, you know.
No,
Yeah, you
it's,
don't like the way you look. You don't like.
I have insecurities about.
Which, by the way, I like that haircut. You got a new haircut?
I do need a haircut. Thank you.
You just got one.
Yesterday.
What do you mean you need one? You just said you need one.
Need a what? Haircut?
Yeah.
No, I needed.
Oh, gotcha. I misheard you. My bad.
It was just I'm cheap, so I only get a haircut like every 3 months.
Yeah.
Just until it gets untenable, where it's impossible to keep it.
I just decided I'm not getting haircuts anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just letting it go.
Yours letting it go, but yours gets long. Mine just gets like bushy and wild.
Mine also gets bushy and wild.
Yeah, I guess I've never had the balls to be like, I'm just not going to cut it for a year, see what happens. I've never done that.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
I had to go through about a year and a half of real awkward pictures.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Just looking weird, always feeling bad about my hair.
I don't like getting my picture taken, which is weird enough for somebody who does stand up. This is like, yeah, you can watch me live, but I don't fucking take a picture of me or record it. Like, I don't know, it's really weird. I don't post a lot of clips.
You're very humble. You're very humble.
I would say low self-esteem
almost
is
too
that.
humble.
I
Yeah,
am
that's
too
like-
humble.
Yeah, there's a
I
line
need to be
between
more
humble
confident
and hating yourself.
No. I need to be more confident because I see
Yeah.
people who who are just like newer than me, or I think have weaker or less material than me, and I'm like, who are like really promoting themselves, and I suck at self-promotion. I do that.
I suck at self-promotion too, but you got to quit comparing yourself to what newbies are doing. Like,
Yes.
what they're doing don't matter.
No,
Comparison-
I compare myself to everybody. I mean,
Comparison is the thief of joy. That's where it goes. That's where your joy's going.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of that, and even stuff like dating. I haven't had like an actual relationship in a while, and then I get like, I talk myself out of it. Like I just on a lark made a Tinder, and I matched with this chick who's pretty cute, and then I'm like, no, she wouldn't, like, she's too young, or
Damn.
she wouldn't like me.
You're
or
your
stuff.
own worst enemy.
Yeah, no, even though like she swiped right on me, and I don't think she's a butt, so it's like, okay, clearly, just stuff like that. I self-sabotage like a motherfucker.
Okay, but dude, Scott, what she thinks of you doesn't fucking matter. Shoot your shot, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
Just shoot your shot.
Part of me is like, dude, do I want to deal with this?
I mean,
Which is
that I
weird.
get.
That is
That-
do I
that I
want to
fucking
deal with dating?
Yeah.
That's that. A lot of it's that. It's
Yeah.
like, do I have the time? I really don't want to stay.
But yes, you do, because you're going to find somebody special and then, have the moments. And
You're
like,
right.
It's worth it.
No, and it's good. And I've had relationships in the past that, like, most of which I don't regret. And like, I'm cool with exes. Like, I have. I'm fine. It's also, it's like, it doesn't have to be that serious. Part of it's age, and part of it's like, I do want to get out of this state sooner rather, within a reasonable amount of time. Part of it's that.
So like having something they hold you, an anchor might be bad.
Yeah.
You know?
Or just like it might be unfair to them.
Right.
For it to like ask someone to get emotionally invested in me and be like, hey, I'm going to go to Chicago, or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's that practical element. But no, there is definitely that. There is, I really have to and one of the reasons I started doing stand-up is to force myself out of my comfort zone. Because like I'm one of those guys who like, I almost miss COVID. And like quarantining and shit and like social, because I'm like, that just gave me the chance to completely cut off all human connections.
Right.
Like, and I was in Spain at the time. That's something I'm very insecure about. I feel like every time I say I lived in Spain, the next words that are going to come out of my mouth are like, and I'm better than you. Which I get, even though I'm clearly not that guy. To the point where it's like, I don't practice my Spanish with people because I'm embarrassed about it, even though for like a white dude from Conway, it's pretty good. But like that, first of all, lockdowns in Madrid were some of the harshest in Europe and way harsher than here, especially Arkansas.
Right.
Oh yeah. Because it was pretty bad. Like when it first hit. Because if you remember, I was locked down before people in America were. Like because if you
because nobody over there has any fucking freedom.
Exactly. They had a dictatorship till the 70s, bro. I don't know if you knew that.
I don't know if you know this, but they pretty much got a dictatorship now.
But we it went China, then like Italy got it real bad, and then it went westward from China. So it hit me first, and there was a year and change really, where like some people I was friends with literally didn't know I was still in the country. That's how isolated I was. Like, there's a good chunk of that time where, like, I would come out now and then, but a lot of it was just, like, working, doing my job, like, being isolated. Taught myself Spanish largely by playing fucking Legend of Zelda. It was like, that helped with my verb conjugations.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God. Yeah.
You just went into the settings, put it on Spanish and Espanol and rocked on?
Yeah, just play it. I mean, it's exposure. That's what you have to do. It's constant. Like right now my Spanish isn't as good just because I don't speak anymore. I don't expose. I mean, sometimes I watch stuff with like Spanish subtitles and stuff, but like I don't. And also Spanish cinema sucks. Sorry, but for the most part. But you're not French. Sorry. But
what is some Spanish cinema? I can't
there's a few.
There's something somebody can roast you about. You're a cinema snob.
Oh, I'm a snob.
Yeah,
I'm a snob with most things.
Okay.
With cinema, the fact that I call it cinema,
snobby Scott Bobby.
I use the word. Oh no, I'm a cunt. I can be that way with comedy sometimes. Like, and sometimes it's just things aren't for me. So I always try to like not be judgmental and give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, I mean, there are, people on Netflix who I think are like good comics who just aren't for me. A lot of times I'm not their target demo. I'm like or even like we were talking, I don't know if we were recording yet, but people who do like my wife jokes or talk a lot about their kids. If a comic, if that's most of their act, I'm not snobby about it, but I'm just like not into it.
Yeah, it's like I get it.
Yeah,
I feel like you're so judgmental
that
you make the judgments for other people about you.
Oh no, I assume people. It took me like 6+ months to be like, okay, I don't think Little Rock comics hate me. Like, which is insane. It's like nobody ever has really, not in any real sense, shown me any ire. I'm pretty conflict avoidant. And like, I don't know. Life's short. Like, why start shit? Like, why? Like, it's just why. Also, we're in fucking Little Rock. It's not like in LA where there's movie producers and you're vying for spot.
No matter how you do at the joint, tomorrow's going to be the exact same as it was before.
There aren't NBC executives in the crowd.
Right. There are NPCs there.
Yeah, there are NPCs.
Definitely. Yeah. A lot of them.
No, that's mean. Our audience is nice. No, that is something I try to. I try not to be judgmental of audiences either. Also, like recognizing that audiences aren't comedy snobs.
No.
Like I think a lot of comics are so ingrained into comedy. Like this is actually one that's kind of a pet peeve of mine. Like, so a lot of open mics, anywhere you go, it'll be people are just out at a bar and they don't know there's an open mic, and then we pop up and start talking about our genitals or whatever, and it's like a lot of comics get mad at the audience. It's like, dude, it's your job to draw them in and like figure out the psychology of that crowd, whatever that crowd is.
Yeah, Lucas.
I didn't say it, but one time last time I was like, Lucas, I think one of your jokes didn't work. You didn't have to go in that hard on like, you could have just moved on. He was like, fuck you. And I was like, all right, well, I said my piece. I was like, yeah, well, this is fine.
Well, the reason why he said fuck you is because that night you were probably the 4th or 5th comic that came up to him like, why'd you do that to the crowd, man? Because here lately, like when he's been doing, and he's gotten a lot better.
He has.
But that's because we all got to a point where like, as soon as D got done chewing on his ass, I would come in and start chewing. And then like Ben would start chewing. It's like you got to get everybody in there like, hey, stop doing this shit. Because this is a business. We're all trying to have a good time here, and you can't just get mad at the people because your shit didn't rock tonight.
Right.
No, yeah. Unless they're...
That's a hard lesson to learn, man.
It is.
I still do it. I don't do it as much when my jokes don't go well. I'm getting better. Like that's hard. That's hard to do.
Oh boy, I forgot about the hosting at the damn rail yard. You had that dude talking.
Just talking like during the whole thing, like especially after I just said keep your table conversation a whisper. Were you there at the rail yard last Wednesday?
No. Did you get hit?
No.
Oh, did you get hit once before though? At another show?
More than once. I've been hit several times.
On stage? Or
what was really funny about that night is before that show started, that guy, he was there with his mom, and his mom, her license plate says, I'm late too. I'm the number 8 TOO. And I thought it was a funny, cool license plate. Just the way it was set up on the back of her car. Right. I guess it's for road rage situations or whatever. So I walked up to them, and they rolled down their window, and I was like, hey, just want to say I love your license plate. They're like, oh, cool, I'm here with my mom. It's my mom's car. And they're like really friendly and really nice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, cool. They came into the show. I'm like, oh, yeah, they're sitting up front. This is going to be a great time. Seth starts his set, and the dude will not shut the fuck up. To the point where Seth is like talking directly to him. He's like, hey, blue tank top, white backwards hat. Like just sitting there talking to him. And the guy's talking so loud and just in his own world, he has no idea that's going on.
I started singing a song about him.
Yeah.
I was like, and then finally he was like, he turned to me and he was like, well, I've just been waiting for you to say something funny. And I'm like, God damn it. And he said something about Matt Rife. He's like, you're no Matt Rife. And I was like, God.
Why? Because you have material?
I was like, listen, man.
Please book me, man.
He was like, are we going to have a problem? And I was like, I don't know, man. Probably not. I don't think so. But like, just stop. Just stop talking. But the problem was he was talking to the owner. Or like the guy.
Yeah, that's the owner.
Like he was sitting right up front talking shit to talking.
So when the owner's sitting there talking just as loud to the guy, it's like, what can you fucking do?
Right.
At that point, you just got to be like, all right, I lost this round. I'm gonna do my best.
Hey, asshole, stop paying me. Like you can't.
Yeah.
No, I was like, well, I'm never getting booked here again. Let's just lean into this. And I just like, please, just shut the fuck up. Stop it. And he did. He eventually did. And I came up to him after the show, and he was like, I'm a big comedy fan, man. And I was like,
oh yeah, Matt Rife, big comedy.
I was like, it didn't seem like it.
Right.
I was like, no offense, man, but it did not. Your fandom did not emanate in there, And I talked to him before the show too, and he was like, I was like, are you signing up? I'm the guy running it. If you want to sign up, he's like, no, I'm a musician, man. I was like, cool. And then I was like, how's your music career going on the show? I was like, because my comedy career is pretty shitty right now. Pretty shitty. I was like, I'm gonna go to your fucking shows and just blow a bullhorn.
That's one of the things. Like, I don't mind when we do ambush style open mics because that's kind of what we have to do around here sometimes. Right. I don't mind going in there and people are talking and not into the show. They didn't come out for the show. They're there to have a good time and hang out with their friends. That's cool. But when we come in, set the room, turn the lights out, everybody gets quiet. You're sitting up front in the front fucking row,
right? And
you're still running your mouth. Have some decorum, man. Have some like social etiquette. No. Realize that everybody else in here is here for the show. Move to the back. If you're good, I'm not going to ask you to leave the room.
I feel like you're either socially blind or literally blind.
Yeah,
at that point.
And he was just unaware and in his own world, in his own head, just like most people are.
Yeah.
And so he's just not paying attention. And that's the thing is that you were in a microphone talking to him in a public space,
and that speaker was way too loud.
And so like nobody, like he had no idea. And I just hope I'm never that unaware.
Right. That's cocaine. You don't have to worry about it. I promise.
Oh, is that what that was?
I guarantee you that's what that was.
Okay.
Like, that dude was either cocaine or something or something that rhymes with my name. I guess I could say meth.
Oh, Dees?
This is a TikTok. Cheese?
He's on that cheese.
He's addicted to it. He's been fucking sniffing cat farts. Hell yeah. But I agree that like, you know, it's a hard pillar to get over to not get mad at the audience when you're joking.
Well, again, going back to me, when you already blame yourself for everything, you're like, you don't snap at the audience. You're like, I suck. You're right.
Right.
This joke sucks.
You go home and
I just go home and
ramen with Cheetos.
Eat ramen with Cheetos.
Nice. Hell yeah.
I've done that a few times.
Do you have a guilty pleasure song? Is there any like artist that you're like, oh, no one better hear me listening?
Man,
to this?
there's sometimes I'll catch. So I'm very musically illiterate. I've always been. I think part of this is because I was asocial in high school is like I've never kept up with popular artists or like what's happening. Like I got David Bowie and Elton John confused the other day. Like
racist.
Yeah. Exactly.
What do we all look alike?
Yeah. That is a thing when people. Okay, I do want to say I've thought about trying this out on stage, but I'm not gonna like try it a bit right now. But the idea of like you confuse two black people and that makes you racist. So like, okay, well it would be weird if I was like, who's that actor? Jackie Chan? No, that's Samuel L. Jackson. Like it'd be weird if I got those two confused. I don't know.
Well, one's Asian and one's black.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If it was like Samuel L. Jackson
and Denzel,
yeah, then there's some racism.
Yeah, then there's some like, oh, do all black people look like? I don't know.
Well, my problem is I get white people confused. You know what I mean? Like I fucking think people that look alike, man. I've like Elizabeth from the Looney Bin and Kelly Collum. I thought they were the same person for like 3 months.
They do look similar.
And like I haven't.
They're both blondes, about the same age. Yeah,
about the same height.
About the same height.
I didn't look at them very hard to begin. Pretty easy to look over.
Both of them have a stern look, like a resting stern face.
RBF.
I said stern.
You said stern.
Yeah, it's just I just like when she would come to the joint. Kelly would come to the joint. I'd be like, oh my gosh, it's so cool that the owner of the Looney Bin's here. Like never used to watch us do open mic. I was like, this is a whole new era in comedy.
Nope.
Yeah, it was not.
It is not.
It's not.
No, it's not.
That's the thing. I don't know. I'm excited for roast. I do like roast. And I'm always excited. I do. I mean, I want it to hurt. I want people to go in. I don't want people to pull punches.
Well, I want it to be as funny as it hurts.
Yes, sure.
It's like I don't want it to just hurt.
Yeah, I don't want somebody to go up there and hey, Scott, kill yourself.
Right.
That's not good.
Yeah, but like, because we got some good writers here in Little Rock. Like, we've got some really clever minds, really good writers, and I just want to see everybody like at their peak writing.
Yeah,
because that's what's going to make the show really, really fun.
No, and there's an art to it. Roasts are fun. But no, insecurities. I mean, I don't know. Pretty insecure.
What are you not insecure? Like, what are you like? What is you most confident about?
Not
because let's tear you down on that level.
Okay, that's fine. No, take the few positive things I think and chuck those out the window.
That way you have nothing left.
No, I like to think that like I'm a good person. That I'm caring and I try to be supportive of people and like listen to people if they need somebody to listen to them and stuff like that, and like try to be a good friend and try to be helpful and generous and all. So I think morally, I try to be like a good person.
Empathetic.
Yeah, I definitely think I'm empathetic.
Yes.
Sometimes to a fault. Sometimes I think that's why I push people away. It's like I'm feeling too much and I'm too sensitive for this right now.
But it's also like you're manifesting your feelings, what they feel about you.
Yes.
Like how that you're putting, you're making up what they think.
No, I'm projecting my own insecurities onto what other people think, and I think I've always done that.
Right.
Even
everyone does to an extent,
and I think everyone does to an extent. Even in high school, I think like back in school and stuff, I would do that, and then like I try to look back objectively. It's like I don't think I was the outcast. I don't think people were pushing me away. I think I was pulling away.
Yeah.
It's like with the benefit of wisdom, age, whatever.
I've definitely done that. Like when I was in college, like people would invite me to house parties and stuff, and I'd show up at the party, and I'd be the guy sitting on the cooler in the corner.
Yeah. Right.
I'd talk to the guy to my left, talk to the guy to the right, and then because I don't know anybody, I'm not gonna go walk up and just be like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" Like,
no, it's hard for me. Sometimes if I know a couple people and get some liquid courage in me, I can do it at parties. It also just depends on my mood that day. I mean, some days I just don't. And some days I'm very introverted. There's a lot of times where it's just like, I don't want to really talk to anybody this week.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to not socialize.
I get that. Doing stand-up has made me a lot more extroverted. Like, I can handle myself in social situations
it's definitely helped me in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And, you kind of learn how to turn it on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And just like, I don't know, that sort of confidence of like, I've done things that you're afraid to do and that like aren't shit to me, of just like public speaking or like doing like, because you always, whenever you tell people you do comedy, they're like, oh, do you ever get stage fright and da-da-da? And you're
nope. Not one time. But you're scared to do it?
No.
You've never had stage fright once?
No, that's what I tell them.
Oh, yeah, that's what you tell them.
So are you scared? Nope.
No.
Well, why would I be scared? I'm just talking.
No, I was always
just fuck with people. It's my favorite.
Yeah, I always like
them.
when people are like, "Oh, do you like make that up on the fly?" And I'm like, Yep. I'm a genius.
Every time.
Every time.
Matter of fact, you come back next week, I'm going to make it up on the fly again.
Same fly, but I'll make it up.
Same fly, same everything.
That's hilarious. Do you have a moment in comedy that you look back and you're like, ooh, I wish I wouldn't have done that? Or that was like just your least proud moment in comedy?
The worst bomb I've ever had was in front of probably about 275 people in London. And I was one of 3 Americans on that show. It was a gong style show. And so basically you had 2 minutes and 3 randomly distributed people in the crowd had like a card they could hold up if they didn't like you, and they would play you off with music.
Oh, wow.
And I went, this is a European thing that drives me nuts. After the intermission, because that's something they do.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, why should people? Because everybody smokes. That's why. But
Go out and have.
And yeah, it's like go get another drink. It's a way to make
smoke
money
a
at the
fag.
bar. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, exactly.
What are you gonna do to me?
And it was worse because the other 2 Americans did well, even though I didn't think they were that funny, but they were likable. There's all this obsession with being likable.
They talked about their wives.
They talked about their sexuality and their dad and stuff. Yeah, gross. Ugh. And I went on there.
Talked about their dad and their dad.
Yeah, dude. I went up there just with the wrong energy, and I don't think my material was as tight. Certainly not as is now, because you have to. That was a majority, obviously, native English speaking crowd, and I felt like when I was doing it to non-native English speakers, my material was looser because you kind of have to space out ideas to get people to catch up. Like when I came back, I remember I immediately was listening to my tapes and I was like, my setups are too long. Because when you're doing it and you don't know what the distribution of levels of English will be, it might be like, okay, I need to make sure everybody's understanding this concept in the setup. And I was like, you don't have to do that as much. Everybody hears it's their first language. And I went on, and the host, he did a good job hosting at the first half, and the second half, he was sitting on the stool reading notes from his phone.
Oh, no.
That's how he was, and then I had to go up after that. So that didn't help. I'm not blaming that. I think I went up there with the wrong energy. I think I could have handled that better. But yeah, that was the biggest crowd. I mean, that was damn near 300 people probably.
Wow.
It was I mean, definitely with the other comics and stuff, it was 300 people watching me. I did not network after. I watched the rest of the show. I went back to I got drunk, ate overpriced shitty pizza, got heckled by homeless people that were mad I gave them 50 pence instead of a pound. And then I went home to my hostel and was biting my arm to muffle myself so I wouldn't make any noise until my arm
just
was bruised
weeping
the next
into
day.
your arm.
Yeah, not weeping, but definitely just maybe I should just not do anything ever again. Sort of thing. Because I got played off as soon as the 2 minutes were up, I got played off.
Yeah.
That was even if I had gotten played off 4 minutes into the set, I would have been well, at least I had him for a little bit. It was very much and I think part of it I was given the bullet to bite. I legitimately, this is not an excuse, I legitimately think I had the hardest spot in the show, or one of the harder spots in the show. If I did that now, how would it be, But also, I'm a comedy snob. I don't think these people know what good comedy is. Especially across the pond. They have wit. They don't have comedy.
And what's great is you didn't say that on stage. You waited till years later.
And I couldn't because I was played off. Then the mic was cut because they were sick of it.
That's hilarious.
I've been on a couple shows where I got booed off. They were
got booed?
It was like the Gong Show, like the Dees Hooten show where you can get keyed off.
Oh, yeah.
That always sucks. But also, sometimes those shows, man, you give audience a little bit of power and they get drunk on it. And they're like, fuck you, woo! And they didn't listen to a word you said. They made a judgment about you when they saw you and was like, nope, not this guy.
Oh, no, I remember doing Dee's show, Night Owls, or Keyed Up Comedy. Did you rebrand it? Anyway, it was Night Owls at the time. And the woman started shaking her keys, and I felt like she was almost tweaking her nipples looking at me. She was so high off the power.
Yeah.
It was and I sometimes I want to say to an audience, and I don't, but I want to be like, how shitty is your life? That this is the highlight of your day, that you get to have power over an amateur pro-am comedians, which is also some of that. You don't want to get too much I'm an artist, what do you do?
It's not a good look.
No, it's not a good look. And
that just makes you look weak as a comic.
No, it does.
But it is good, like, when the crowd's being snobby, let them know they're being snobby. Because oftentimes, if you call it, they'll laugh at it because they know it's true.
If it's true.
Yeah.
If it's like, what do you guys want? I've had that. I mean, we've all had those nights where it's like 15 comics bomb in a row. Comics who I know are good and they're doing good jokes. I'm like, what do you guys want? Right. Like, what do you want? Do I need to like start juggling or some stuff? We've all had that.
Yeah, there's been a couple weeks ago at the joint. It was like that. It was
sometimes
so bad.
it just
like,
happens.
Everyone was so mad at us.
Yeah,
we didn't even do, and like I was doing, like I did a couple bits, and like there was a guy, and he said something. I was like, well, what's wrong with that? And he's like, I heard that last week, and I was like, well, fuck. Did you know that this is material?
No, people don't understand that. And again, you can't get mad at them. Like, not everybody is listening to comedy podcasts all the time.
Right.
You know, you guys are. Thanks, but
yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All two of you.
All two of you. No, me being a snob is general insecure about my intelligence. Definitely.
You're very intelligent, though.
Yeah, but not enough.
Like I was listening to an audiobook out there.
Yeah.
It was The Fall of Reach. It's the Halo prequel.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he came up and he was like, is that the scene where John gets
because I read a Halo book in middle school. I don't hold that up as an example of my literary clout.
Are you listening to Halo?
I've also read Cormac McCarthy and shit. Like I also, I've actually had that trouble.
Hey, I've read some Cormac McCarthy.
He's my favorite author. You would. I got some of his books if you want to borrow them. But I haven't even gotten to that problem recently. Like I used to like work at a library and stuff, and read a lot. And I was recently I've gotten to the point where like my inner critic is I can't even read because my brain is like, you don't read enough, or you're reading the wrong book, whatever that is.
Jesus,
bro,
you're that guy.
Yeah, you're too judgy. You gotta let that shit go.
I'm trying.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, he sucks. You gotta. I don't know if we got a Tyler Durden him or what. We do. I don't know how we do it.
If he looked like Brad Pitt, I'd definitely listen to him.
Right, from now on, that's Scott Keith. He is dead. From now on, you are Bobby.
I'm not Bobby.
You're Bobby Keith.
I'm definitely not Scotty. Yeah, Scotty does know he needs to. Scotty's going to therapy. All right. Okay. It's done that too much. I've been on SSRI since I was 6, dude. Roast me for that. It's fucking
SSRI?
stupid. Yeah,
is that a Nazi thing?
Antidepressants, which is fun because now I can't come, and it's like, well, now I'm definitely depressed.
Prove it.
All right. I ain't coming. Just take some work.
Scott Keith says he can't come. Well, watch this, guys. Did it in a second and a half.
Fine. Is that the roast?
Took me 30 seconds.
It's like, you come quick. Watch. I was like, okay.
He's so gay. Came when I sucked him off. Got him.
Do you have any shows or anything you'd like to hype up before we get out of here, buddy?
This weekend, on Sunday, I think it's the 9th.
So this episode will come out on the 14th.
Okay, well then never mind, but I will have hosted the Looney Bin open mic.
Fuck yeah, congratulations.
And if that went well, maybe I'll be hosting something else at the Looney Bin.
Excellent.
Sometime. So looking forward to that, other than that, I don't know, book me. I'm free. I'm, door dashing right now.
I'll be there.
Dude,
at DoorDash?
At DoorDash?
Yeah.
I come to you,
and I'll be there.
And you'll be there.
Not quickly. It takes some work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real hard. I gotta put that creative writing degree to work, DoorDashing.
Yeah.
I feel you there.
What do you have?
Fine art degree.
Fine art degree. Oh, yeah, fuck you.
On the back of it says qualified to manage an Arby's.
I mean, Bair didn't even finish his engineering degree, and I still respect him more than that. He has like 7 semesters. I'm like, that's still more of an education than I got. You don't even got the goddamn paper. I'm like,
more than I did.
Yeah, you took calculus, dude.
I drew corn.
I failed an online travel writing class because I forgot I enrolled in it.
Nice.
I had to take Cal 2 twice.
It's Cal 2. I heard is a filter. That's where they're like.
Cal 2 was rough.
I heard Cal 3 is like easier.
Cal 3 is way easier.
Yeah, because Cal 2, it's like, let's filter. A lot of your early engineering classes are like that, I heard.
Yeah.
It's like, let's filter out the wannabes.
At Arkansas Tech, I took Cal 2, and the professor, without saying, he basically, this guy, he was an immigrant from Iran, and he went to school where they would, beat kids. Like if you got an answer wrong, they like beat you with a ruler. And like you could see it in his like he saw war, he saw people die, and he was like look, I was like, man, I want to shoot you. Like you're worthless. You're stupid. You don't belong here, but you're paying money to be here, so I guess you're in the class.
Yeah, well,
and that was his attitude. And so I got a D that semester, and I technically passed, but I was like, fuck that.
D's get degrees.
Yeah.
You retook it, though.
I retook. I was like, fuck that, and I got an A. I was like, I took his class again, and I got an A because I was like, fuck.
Did you get any respect from him, or was he still
Yeah.
You did?
Because then I had him for differential equations too, and by then we were cool.
All right.
By then he knew that like I would work for it and I would put some effort in.
Yeah.
And that's basically all he was wanting me to do was put some effort in.
I bet if you come from a war-torn country where like people got to work their ass off to get ahead, and you see like Americans kind of floating through being entitled, because just in the West, I'll say we're kind of spoiled. I'm sure
that's what it was. He thought I was a spoiled kid.
Yeah,
and I was. I mean, his assessment of me was not wrong. I just wanted to prove it to him and to myself.
No, sometimes you need that.
Yeah,
you need a villain. You need your Lex Luthor or whatever.
Yeah. You need that call to action.
Yeah.
Yes.
That call.
Yeah.
To,
Dr. Armakanian. I think that's how you say his name.
Shout out Dr. Armakanian. Thanks for watching.
Dr.
Armageddon. Dr. Armitage.
Sweet, dude.
All right, let's stop before we start making weird racist noises.
Weird racist noise. What's that? Just the N word?
I don't know. Just like making fun of Persian language.
I'm fighting not to do a Persian accent, so yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
let's move on.
No, dude.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all next week. Thank you so much, Scott. Peace.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, the live show is come out to this
June 24th.
June 24th at the Looney Bin in Little Rock. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. So come out then.
At Scott K Comedy.
Peace.